Yo, this is your boy Flex from Jersey. I'm here with my man Dan Duarte, the Coast to Coast podcast. And when we chilling back and kicking it, we listening to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast with my man Dan Duarte and the Coast to Coast squad.
Aussie Suns Fan podcast. And guess what, guys? Sponsored by @Buffalo Trace. Unofficially, of course.
Let's go.
Welcome, everybody, to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast. I am your host, Gavin. We're here with Nate and Boyd. And this week's pod is going to take a little bit of a different turn. We are now in playoff mode, so we are just going to focus on playoff games. We won't do this for every game, but because it's Monday, obviously, this is our weekly pod. But we will try to do these a little more frequently over the next coming weeks. How you going, Nate?
Very good. Always good to see a win, even though we've got some things to chat about that we saw in the game.
Absolutely. Boyd, how are you doing?
I'm fucking seedy as fuck, my man. Easter. Happy Easter, guys.
Happy Easter indeed. Happy Easter to our Aussie Suns fans out there, and hope you enjoyed your long weekend and everyone's ready to go back to work tomorrow. So let's quickly just touch on
Actually,
our
let's
game
just do a little
today.
Easter social. I'm the only one that doesn't have kids on this pod. How did you gents go laying all your Easter eggs out, hiding them for your kids? Because I know it's a big family thing for a lot of the guys in the group.
Yeah, well, I got pretty pissed waiting for them all to fall asleep and then went out and just threw them on the floor.
Boyd,
How did you go
take
about
the
it?
same route.
No, I just stayed up and Mrs. did it. So fucking, I stayed up. I was there for support. That's about it, boys.
Yeah, someone has to be a look.
Just like
Someone
this
has
pod,
to be a
hey, Boyd?
lookout. It's
Yeah.
someone
Just
has to be a
support.
lookout. That's the way it works, mate. You have to have a lookout. So no, that's fair enough too. Today's game, 110-99 win over the New Orleans Pelicans. 1-0 in this first round of the Western Conference playoff series. 15 to go. Devin Booker, 25 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. Chris Paul, 30 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists. And DeAndre Ayton, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 blocks. And Jay Crowder, 1.1 rebound, 1 assist. How did you see the game today? Let's go with you, Boyd.
Oh, mate, it feels like we should have won that. That score should have been not 11 plus. It should have been fucking. It felt like it was just a pantsing. It was just we had them right across the board. That first half, man, our defense, DeAndre fucking Ayton. Oh God, it's just he's just fucking switched on that fucking playoff beast mode that we saw last year, and I just really enjoyed. I enjoyed watching his emotions on the court as well.
Oh, he was an angry man. It was fucking.
Oh, mate, it was them blocks were just like fuck. I just wish I had a bet on him getting 4 blocks. Oh fuck. But yeah, no, he literally flicked a switch. I've not seen him that aggressive all season. And he just fucking flicked the switch, boys. It's fucking beautiful to watch.
Any other comments there, mate? That's pretty much it. You done?
No,
very good.
Mate, on the back of that, I mean, I know we watched them all season, right? And we've said the same thing about JaVale all season, that he was the missing piece. But now that it's playoffs, and now that we're looking at these games from a different sort of lens, when you see what JaVale did coming off the bench, the intensity, the blocks, the pogo stick, he was everything that we missed in the playoffs and the finals last year, and he proved it today, I think.
Absolutely. He played exactly the role we would have expected of him, and that's the funny thing. We all said there, everybody was excited. Let's be honest. The last couple of weeks, we've sort of been going through the motions. All of us have. We've been waiting for playoffs to begin. Playoffs finally began today. Everybody was on edge before the game. Everyone was excited, but once again, pretty much a majority of our side just went out and played the role they were supposed to play in order to ensure that we got the win. And JaVale McGee did that. He was phenomenal. DeAndre Ayton, as Boyd said, turned into playoff DA, which we all loved last year. And I think he was actually probably a little bit better today because I was worried about that Valanciunas matchup. And
Yeah, I think we all were.
even though Valanciunas had 20-something
25
rebounds
boards.
or whatever and
Yeah, 25.
scored a few points.
It was a career high in rebounding, but
Yeah, but
his effectiveness elsewhere was pretty minimal.
DA flogged him.
Mm.
Hands down, DA was the much better center on the floor today. I don't think there's anyone that can debate that at all.
I didn't even notice Valanciunas get all them rebounds. They killed us on the boards, but there was just so much other good shit going on that it just overshadowed any sort of milestone fucking rebounding game Valanciunas had.
At
DA
halftime,
just
that was the
continued.
only stat they had on us, was the rebounds. Every other aspect of the games, the Suns were owning them. 34
We
points at
kept them
halftime. What a
yeah,
defensive
34
effort.
points in the first half, and Charles Barkley on Inside NBA or whatever the fuck it was said it was probably the best defensive effort or best defensive half he'd ever seen from
Yeah,
a
it's
Celtic.
true. He did.
Shaq said that DeAndre Ayton, if he keeps developing the mid-range shot, will be the best center in the NBA in the near future. Like everything was roses at halftime. The third quarter.
Well, let me open this one up. I got it because we always talk about the third quarter that we deliberately go to sleep just so we can show up again in the fourth. And I had a mate in our fantasy league. He always used to give me shit for being a Suns fan, and for the last couple of seasons, he's been a bit lighter on me. He sent me a message halfway through the third. It says, "This is a joke. The Suns are just fucking around," and I couldn't help reply, but they've been doing it all season. Wait till the next quarter. We know what's coming.
And it was a lot like that. And even though I know our chat group fucking went a bit ballistic within that third quarter, but the funny thing is that, yes, I think the closest they got was like 7 points. But realistically, we kept it at about that 10-point mark. And honestly, we were 10 points up. And there was a lot of carry on. Oh, we're letting them back in the game. We're letting them do this. We're letting them do that. Yes, we cruised. Cameron Payne had a completely horrific game of basketball, but it gave him 16 and a half minutes to blow out the cobwebs a bit. He had a few weeks off. It just gave him the opportunity to play with the lead that we had. Cameron Johnson played a sensational game, but again, today's game just allowed him those minutes to get it into a bit of a groove. The only person who I don't think can take anything out of today's game, but the positive is we always know that he's every chance to come out and score, or hit 7 threes next game and have a couple of massive defensive plays and have 15 rebounds as Jay Crowder.
The multi-coster.
The multi-coster, because he was fucking terrible.
Yeah. Not going to argue with you. It cost us both our multis, as the phrase just implied, and he didn't really do a whole lot on the box sheet. I've got nothing more to add. I mean, he had Jackson Hayes to crying out loud.
The frustrating thing is, Jay, you're playing power forward. You had 1 rebound for the fucking game. Now, I can cop 4 or 5 from you. That I understand. But I paid deliberate attention in the second half to where you were positioned to see whether or not you might have been covering on a spread. He was in the key. He just didn't fucking try. He didn't box out. He didn't do anything.
When your point guard gets 7 boards and your power forward gets 1, it's a bit hard to defend. Like, you can say there's 2 monsters in there grabbing all the rebounds. D only grabbed 9. Tunis grabbed 25. But, Chris Paul still grabbed 7. Bridges still grabbed 5. Booker still grabbed 4. But Jay got 1.
Yeah. It's not good enough.
It's an off game.
And even Tory came into the game. I think he had 0 rebounds for the game.
That turnover, that one turnover too.
They have to contribute on the glass, and I've called it all year, and Boyd sort of kept fucking wiping it off that the offensive rebounds that we give up don't matter, but second chance points. Again, the Pelicans wouldn't have fucking scored in the first half if they didn't have second chance points. We would have kept them to under 10 points for the fucking half.
Let's not go too hard on him though, because we all agreed that this was going to be a hard matchup in the first round, regardless of who came through.
Yeah, of
And
course.
we've all said before that the Pelicans, while that we've got the winning record over them on the season, they've always put a challenge to us.
Yeah, Willie knows this.
Especially since CJ joined them and Ingram's come back. So
And
we
Willie
didn't.
knows this.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, boys, that third quarter, right? I think weren't they shooting 23% in the first half, the Pelicans?
Yeah,
they were
31% on second.
they were well and truly due a good quarter. There was no panicking from myself in that third, even when they got it back to 6. It's yeah. We
I didn't panic.
I kind of
got to stop giving up offensive boards. If our power forward can't fucking box out and rebound, that's surely a problem moving forward.
Well, no team's going to be perfect, mate. But you know what? I feel like it will be addressed, and I feel like just like the Pelicans had that shitty first half and then a fucking barnstorming third. I think Jay Crowder had an off game, and I think he'll right the ship next game. Little things like that, that's where it really pays to have Monty, because he's going to fucking pull him aside and have a chat and tell him get in there, box out, and he'll make the adjustments.
We know Boss Man does that too.
Yeah,
he'll probably come out and hit the first three threes in the next game. The shooting didn't worry me. Now, there's one guy that I read on Twitter all day today who basically went, our 3-point shooting's terrible and we can't win. But let's be honest, we controlled it.
And look, we all know that as they both pointed out that Willie and Monty both are religious gents and they might be soft-spoken, but there's no way as a head coach your team scores 34 points at halftime, they're not getting the pineapple shoved up them in the locker room. So the Suns are renowned for letting teams have a false sense of security in the third quarter. Teams are used to having to come out and perform in the third quarter because they've done terrible in the first half. So it really was kind of motions that we're used to seeing through the season. And it's just finally we're getting used to being confident that this is the ebb and flow of Suns basketball.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. And I don't want to dwell on it too much because we still won the game by 11. And the good thing is in games like that, you can actually learn a lesson from those sorts of moments. And I'm hopeful that we don't see that again. The other one I want to touch on is Chris Paul.
Our point guard.
And wants to take over. And when he wants to take over, nobody can stop that man. How fucking good was he in the first 5 minutes of that last quarter?
I was waiting for the woofs. I thought the team would just start barking, literally barking on the court. I thought it had to come, but maybe they didn't want to risk another technical.
Wasn't he 4 from 6 from 3? And I think they all came. Oh, well, no, sorry. One of them came early in the game.
Yeah, one of them came.
3, I think 3 of them were in that little 5-minute spurt you're talking about, Gav. And it was absolutely poetic. And you know what? I've come to expect that sort of play from Chris Paul and this Suns team. So it didn't shock me at all. Like, it wasn't like a big thing. I was more excited about the DA stuff than the CP3 thing. And it's probably CP3 should probably get the player of the match. But anyway, yeah, I'm still fucking hard over the DA stuff, boys.
Well, look, all I'm going to do is go back a couple of weeks ago when we had our special guests on the pod, and I said my favourite player at the Suns at the moment was Chris Paul, and you scoffed at me and gave me shit. What he did at the start of that last quarter is the reason Chris Paul is my favourite player at the Suns right now. I know what Book can do, and I love Book. I'm not saying that he's not right up there either, but Chris just went, you know what? This needs to be ended, and needs to be ended now. And a couple of minutes later, the game was over.
Well, I'm still impressed that Boyd said he got hard over something, because looking at him in the state he's in now, he shouldn't be able to get hard at all.
well, DA done it for me, man. Fuck, wow. No, Gav, I don't like that. You've jumped on Chris Paul as your favourite Suns player right now. I still don't like it. And
I
when
don't really
he,
give a fuck what you
I
like.
know you don't fucking care.
My fucking opinion, not
And
yours.
yeah, I know. I just really don't rate it.
I don't
And
fucking need you holding my hand.
you fucking do. You need my fucking support, mate. You need me to hold your hand. But
You're the last person.
What did your boys' Valentine's Day cards to each other look like?
when CP3 retires, I'm not accepting you jumping back on the Booker bandwagon, cockhead. Right? You can go get some fucking stocks in Campaign or someone else.
Oh, so now you're off campaign.
Not off him, but not the best.
That's what that sounded like.
You're not welcome to the book party, man. When CP3 retires, all right? You fucking
boy,
stay in your corner.
Don't you worry, when CP3 retires, Cam Johnson will be his favourite player. You watch.
The best 3-point shooter in Suns history.
But you don't like Cam Johnson either, or?
No.
I got to tell you though, when Cam hit that just ridiculous in 3 with complete smotherage, I just sat there and thought, "Oh fuck, Gav's going to give me shit for this for sure." But
so hang on. Should Cam John start for Jay Crowder yet, boys?
No.
All right. I'll keep asking. I'll keep
Because
getting updates.
Cam Johnson didn't rebound the fucking ball either.
And we don't need.
Maybe he would have started.
Fourth.
I don't
We
know.
don't need
Just
a
throwing it
fourth
out there.
star.
Just throwing it out there.
All right, so we touched on that. We touched on Jay. We touched on Chris Paul. Let's do it because he did get a hard on. DeAndre fucking Ayton, playoff DA, was in the house.
His defense was solid. And
He was stroking
I
the.
think you said it, Boyd. His box score doesn't represent what you watched.
No, it doesn't. It does. And did you see when he started walking up into the fucking stands after he swatted? Was it Jackson? No, who the fuck
No,
was
it was Valanciunas.
Valanciunas, yeah. Swatted him like just
No,
fucking.
he didn't swat him. He fucking murdered him.
Fucking destroyed his soul. And then he just
get arrested for that in 12 of the fucking US states.
And then he starts mean mugging and fucking just storming up into the and that camera lady, I think it was, she was impressed. But nah, man,
The ladies know when DA's firing.
he was stroking the midi. He was being creative around the rim. He splashed a 3, and I just for a second now I was like, oh, I don't think I can get any harder. And then my erection grew and it grew and it grew. And
then you had a 6th child.
yeah. I'm still sporting it right now, boys. So it's
Thank you for sharing.
It was a really good game. Really good game.
Hey, for everyone watching the game too, I'm just curious because there's 2 commentaries, right? We can watch on League Pass or you can watch on ESPN at the moment. And I switched on League Pass to watch the pre-game, and I switched over to ESPN. And as soon as I heard Reggie Miller's voice, I went back to League Pass.
I watched the Suns broadcast the whole time. I couldn't watch.
You watched the Suns broadcast. You watched EJ and
I cannot listen to fucking ESPN commentators anymore. I'm done.
I mean, my God, every time I switched over, and I kept going back because they were 10 seconds ahead of League Pass, so it was real time. And every time I heard Kevin Harlan and Reggie Miller talking about the Suns, it was like they were giving little tidbits to rookie fans, the bandwagoners, or to anyone that just started watching the Suns that didn't know anything about them, and just like, how is this? This is seriously the national media. Like, oh my God.
So it was like listening to Doris in that Warriors game the other day. Because honestly, I wanted to fucking grab a pen and burst my eardrums. She's the fucking worst.
No bias in her commentary, is there?
Oh my God.
Let's
I thought
let's
she was
jump in.
biased towards the Lakers, and then I heard her commentate the fucking Warriors. Jesus.
What was that called? It was
Halfway
she
through
said
the second quarter, she went, they have so many weapons, the Suns better watch out. They were 3 points up.
Hey, Doris put something on, I think it was on Twitter during the week, where she's like, oh, I just something about her vote and Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
And then, but if you, she oh no, I can't go past the best defensive player,
and the best defensive player in the league. is what.
And then absolutely
Best
fucking
defense.
throws that out the window with Devin
With their
Booker and the
MVP
Suns.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Doris.
And the worst thing is the Celtics are on all advanced stats not the best defensive team in the league.
Hey, how did they go today?
1 point.
They just won.
1 point over Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, and I will say Marcus Smart did make the play that won him the game.
Yeah.
Do you know the funny part
Good
about
on
that is when they interviewed him after the game, he basically said he was better than Chris Paul.
What? What is?
His comment was that he has developed his passing that much that he's pretty much the best passer in the NBA.
Oh my god!
Is that? Can you find that quote for me?
Okay. He's going to social media straight after this. Twitter's about to erupt. I've watched the replay of that last basket from Jason Tatum where he basically caught the ball, 360 turned on Kyrie and just laid it in. And Kyrie's just left standing there, lost the game. Oh, well.
Yeah, but Kyrie was good.
Yeah, no, look, the two players that scored all their points were good.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they played the defense.
That's true. They desperately need Ben Simmons back.
Let's get into the awards, boys.
Let's go. We'll move on. MVP of the game. I don't think. Well, actually, this one might be a little bit debatable, but MVP of the game, Boyd.
I have to go DA, and
I think you're going to go with your heart on, but
yeah, I'm sticking with it.
You haven't milked it completely yet, so you got to finish it off.
I'm sticking with it because it's sticking with me. It's fucking DA.
Gotta love those things that stick with you, bud.
yeah.
Point guard.
I don't.
When he started barking and he's like giving the rookie a mouthful, it's like, calm down, sunshine. This is my game. It's like it is. This is your game.
I love when Avocado came on the court for the first time, tried to go full court on him, and Chris Paul just drew a foul without even touching the ball. And it just went, it's going to be a long night for you, mate. I'm also Chris Paul. The way he took over that game was just phenomenal. So, Chris Paul, MVP, defensive player.
Yeah,
DA
on this one.
DeAndre Ayton for me again.
Look, I don't disagree with you, Boyd, but for me, and this is an opinion vote, not for any other sake, I really enjoyed watching JaVale's efforts, and I think he rose above everything we've seen from a game-to-game basis. I think we saw a playoff level at JaVale off the bench, his level of intensity, level of an athleticism at his age too, where he kept jumping, and he kept having an impact. So for me, I'm giving it to JaVale.
Very good.
That's just my personal opinion.
I love both of those votes. That's great. But Mikal Bridges absolutely fucking dominated on the defensive end tonight. At halftime, the Pelicans was 0 for 10 when matched up directly with Mikal Bridges, any player who took a shot. I don't think it got much better for them for the remainder of the game. When they started to get a bit of a roll on, I think CJ McCollum hit 3 threes or whatever he did and really started to take over the game. Torrey Craig was on him. Monty subbed Mikal back in, and CJ basically went disappearing for the remainder of the game. Mikal Bridges is my vote, and because I am the podfather, you both lose.
Yeah, we've heard that before.
Mikal Bridges, defensive player of the game. Let's move on. Encouragement award after this playoff game. Boyd, who you got?
Encouragement award. I'm going to be giving it to. I'll give it to JaVale McGee for exactly that intensity off of the bench that Nate spoke to earlier. So yeah, give me JaVale.
Excellent. That's boring. Nate.
I'm going to give it to Cam Johnson. He did everything but less of what we expect. So we want to see those brilliant threes, and he did show a spectacular one, but he didn't give us more of what we were expecting. So I think it's the first game of the playoffs, and my encouragement is bring back all your game, Cam. We want to see all of it. Make Gav give me shit.
Very nice. My encouragement award is going to go to the two Pelicans rookies, Jones and Avocado. Keep trying to step up to CP3, boys. Just, you'll learn a lot getting swept in this series. And you'll learn a lot with him making you look like complete and utter fucking idiots.
So just to clear up, avocado is Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah, well, I think so. I can't say something. No one knows it. Avocado. And what's Jones's first name?
Herbert.
Oh, Herbert Jones. Okay. So Herbert, I know everyone's talked you up. Greatest defensive player the NBA's ever seen. Apparently this year as a rookie. Chris Paul made you wet your pants. So keep it up, mate. Good try. Awesome. All right. Let's move on to the next one. I'm just gonna throw a couple of random questions that you guys get your answers. Let's see how we go here. This will be fun. Kind of thumbs up, thumbs down, but not really. Number one, is avocado the new Campazzo?
Yeah. I fucking thought it was him.
Yes. The fact that there are Instagram memes about him actually getting figured out. In the Clippers game, he tried to do his usual thing where he sits in the corner and then runs a steal. And then they had this whole thing on Instagram going, Clippers did their homework and they figured it out and they literally boxed him all the way to the half court line. So, yes, he is the Campazzo. And his moment of fame is now over.
All right, more serious question. Can the Pelicans take one game in this series?
No. I mean, look,
Jinx.
they've already worked their ass off to get here. They played 2 games to get here. And they just had their biggest sense of false hope that we're going to let them have. That's it. That's the closest.
I think that was their grand final, getting in, pretty much. That was them.
Oh, you sure?
Peaking.
I think the Minnesota
peaked.
Timberwolves played their fucking grand final.
We're talking about the Pels here.
Yeah.
All right. Does Zion Williamson play a game in this series?
No.
No, look, honestly, he will make them worse. And it's not worth putting him out there and losing any value they have. But they might be able to trade him as soon as he's healthy and get something a lot better. There's no way he steps onto the court.
So his old man's already in the media carrying on that he should be playing blah, 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 blah. Do they trade him at the end of the year?
They have to.
He goes to the Knicks, yeah?
Like they learned the lesson with AD. They've done this before and it worked out well for them. I don't see the Zion experiment working. I mean, I look at him sitting on the bench with all that jewelry and I'm like, mate, do your knees a favor. You've already got enough weight. Take the jewelry off. There's like
Nice with the bling.
3Ks of platinum and diamonds all hanging around his neck. It's like, we get it. You got a rookie contract. Like,
Is Doris Burke the worst commentator in the NBA?
absolutely not. No secrets here. Reggie fucking Miller is the worst. He was a shit talker in the game and he's a shit talker out of it.
Boyd?
Right now, I'll say yes, just because I'm so fucking. I'm just disgusted in her right now. So yeah, no. I'm
Yet
gonna
he's
say
still got a chub. You really
Right.
are quite hungover today, aren't you, Boyd?
I'm fucking.
I
I'm
don't
terrible,
know.
bro.
I don't know how many games you guys saw over the weekend, but I watched most of the games. So that's sort of where this question's generated from.
Okay.
Is the crowd in the Footprint Center the best in the NBA?
Yes.
I'm going to say they're the most genuine. This crowd's been along for a ride.
What a stupid question, Gavin. Of course they fucking are.
Well,
They were last year, and they're proving it again.
And you know what makes them the best to us is
It's electric to watch.
There's camera angles where we can see the people that we're chatting to on Tinder. No, not on Tinder.
On what?
On Twitter, right? That's what you use, Boyd. Twitter. we can see this.
Do me a favor. Do not edit that out.
No, look, we don't go over till the 4th of June, so that's preemptive.
that was
It's good. It's good to see the super fans that we talk about and we see in your Twitter feed, because obviously I'm not on there, but we know people in the crowd too, and the camera pans now because we've watched enough games, so it makes them the best crowd to us.
And Boyd, you're just going with what a fucking stupid question.
What a stupid fucking. Of course they are, mate. Is anyone going to in this chat, in this forum that we are on right now, going to say that no? Answer that with a no. Gavin?
Oh, maybe.
Have you tweeted today yet, Boyd?
No.
Well, you should do that. It'd be very interesting to see.
I will. After this, mate.
Well, that's all the questions I had there, lads. Fantastic. We're one down, so 15 to go. Last comments?
Bring on June.
When's the next game?
2 days, is it?
2 days?
Next game is
Bring on June.
Bring on June.
We weren't wrong about that second round series either. The way that Dallas and Utah are looking. No Luka. Utah are going to slide through, fall apart against us, get demolished again.
And then we get to demolish the fucking Warriors and go and tell
let's see what
Forrest
happens
to
there.
go fuck herself. Game 2 is Wednesday at 12 p.m. Boyd.
Wednesday, 12 p.m. Any instead of just our final takes, any predictions for this game?
That's not bad. Yeah, we should do that. We're going to win.
Oh,
Yep.
Great.
Look, I think that for my watching the games, my biggest concern was the center matchup, Valanciunas versus DA. In the regular season, DA has shown enough to be respected, but Valanciunas has kind of owned him in the regular season. And I think to your point today, what you put up, Boyd, DA flipped the table, and DA put. I don't care about the 25 boards. Valanciunas' effort today was nothing. It didn't contribute to any kind of winning basketball. No. So I think that's going to put him on the back foot the rest of the series. And I think it's a nice little confidence for DA. And that little Herb Jones shoulder
yes.
rub, I think that's all going to combine to let that dog from the pregame warm
out of his cage again.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm going to come with a hot take and say that we win the rebounding battle on Wednesday at 12 p.m. Against the Pelicans.
That's just fucking dumb.
I mean,
we haven't won a rebounding battle all year.
You said it yourself, Jay Crowder is streaky. He might come out, hit 8 boards, and tip us over the point there. It's completely possible.
Yep. I'm going to put a leg on for him to have 6 or 8, 6+ rebounds.
Do that on your own account, not our
don't do that on our account, please. The Suns will win by 20 plus, and Booker will have 40.
Oh, okay, cool. I like it.
And Chris Paul will have a plethora of assists, but won't score in this game because he won't need to.
Okay.
We're in full agreement there.
Lovely. All right, Boyd, last comments?
That's it, mate. That's all.
Excellent. It's been a pleasure, gents. We will chat. Hopefully, I think game 3 will be on Friday. Our time? No.
Yep, I'm not available to pod again till Friday, so that's a good time.
Saturday our time, actually, at 11:30 is game 3. So we may have to do a Saturday evening or Sunday pod.
That'll be fun for everyone.
To wrap up a couple of games. Even
Don't bring your kids this time, Boyd.
we got a couple of days before game 4. We all know that we're going to at least need 4, so that's a minimum. So we will catch up probably after game 3. Peoples, enjoy your time, enjoy today's game, and enjoy what's coming up this week. We will see you very soon.
Was that good?
Welcome everybody to the Aussie Suns fans, Phoenix Suns Aussie fans pod. No, start that again. Do me a favor, do not edit that out.
It's going to be a good time.